Hey everybody, Dolce again with Chaos Fragrances. Today we're back with another video. This time we're going to be comparing 3 different Dolce & Gabbana light blue fragrances. We have Dolce & Gabbana light blue Swimming in Lipari. We have Dolce & Gabbana light blue Eau Intense. And finally we have Dolce & Gabbana light blue Sun. So I'm going to go ahead and compare all of these and tell you the similarities and differences of them, talk about performance on all of them, and really just tell you which one is my personal favorite and which one I think you should purchase yourself. So without further ado, let's go and jump right into this. Alright fellas, let's start off with the new kid on the block. We have Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Sun. So this is the newest flanker to the light blue series, and I've done a review on this one and I've talked about it a little bit, but just to give you a rundown on this scent, this one takes that light blue DNA but adds a little bit of a twist in the dry down with some coconut and some other depth, so it has a little bit of a more sweet undertone in the dry down. In the opening you do still get that nice citrus, but one thing I've noticed is you don't get quite as much of an aquatic smell as you do in light blue Eau Intense and light blue Swimming in Lipari. So that's something where if you're looking for that really nice aquatic part of the scent, it is still in here, but in my opinion, to my nose anyways, it's not as prominent as in the other ones. But what I do like about this one is it has a unique twist in the dry down with that coconut. And one thing I do want to point out here, and I've talked about this before, but the coconut is not all that prominent. So if you're looking for a fragrance like, for example, Creed's Virgin Island Water, that has a very prominent coconut note. This one is not going to be like that. It is not that strong in this fragrance. It's definitely not the main player. So, just that's something to keep in mind if you're looking for a coconut scent. This is not it. But if you do want that light blue type of DNA with a little bit of a hint of coconut in there in the dry down and just kind of a unique twist on it, then this one is definitely one that you should look into. Performance on this guy is where this one really shines as well. Out of the other two in this list, light blue Eau Intense and Swimming in Lipari, this one performs the best. On longevity on my skin, I've been getting about 8 to 9 hours, which is really solid, especially for a fresh fragrance. Projection is about moderate, so it does kind of push out there a little bit, but it's not a beast by any means. But it's definitely not a skin scent either. And I found that typically these light blue fragrances tend to lack in the longevity department, but Light Blue Sun fixes that problem completely. And I know that's going to be a deciding factor for a lot of you out there, which is another reason why I wanted to put this one first, just to kind of save you some time here. If you're looking for the best performing one, that's going to be this one here, Light Blue Sun. Now, of course, this is all skin chemistry related, right? What may perform really good on me or what may perform better on me may not be the same on you. So I do highly encourage you to try these first, especially when it comes to performance and really just your opinion on the smell, because it is completely subjective. But that's just what it does on me. So, I get the best performance from this one. And one other really quick thing I want to mention about Light Blue Sun is they kind of take out that salty note that you get in the other ones here, which I'm talking about up next. We have Light Blue Eau Intense. So this one obviously came right after Light Blue Pour Homme, just the original one. This one is now an eau de parfum concentration. So what I found with this one, comparing it to the original, is it takes the nice light blue DNA, adds a little bit more of a salty, smooth feel, a little bit more of a sweetness with some ambroxan in there. And overall, I actually tend to prefer this one a lot more than the original. When comparing this one to Light Blue Sun, this one I almost prefer the smell of better. And I know I've talked about in other videos, Light Blue Sun being my favorite among all the different flankers. And it still probably is, just because of the performance is so good that it makes it really great to wear and easy to wear. But it's really hard to beat the smell of this one. I love that nice saltiness and a little bit of a sweetness as well. It's just really hard to beat. So like I said earlier, that saltiness really is not there in Light Blue Sun, but it is here pretty prominent in this one, which is, good news for me because I like that sort of thing. Performance on this one still isn't bad. Longevity, about 6 to 7 hours on my skin. So, it's not quite as good as Light Blue Sun, but it's also not awful either. Projection is about the same, right? It's in that moderate range, maybe a little bit below moderate. So kind of leaning more towards that skin scent category without actually being a skin scent. So, overall performance still is not bad here, but it's not quite as good as the one I talked about earlier. And I'm also going to talk about situations, and to be honest with you, all of these are going to be pretty much the same in terms of versatility, all great summer fragrances, and that's really about it. Of course, you can wear them all year round if you wanted to, but these are definitely more suited for the summertime. And on top of that, I would say more summer casual. These are really not something that I would be wearing when I'm too dressed up or on a date or anything like that. Although you could do it, maybe especially with this one, since it is a little bit sweeter, could wear it on a date if you wanted to. There are better options in my opinion, but definitely more summer fragrances for casual wear. And that goes the same for all of these. So I would recommend this one for those of you who like the original light blue Pour Homme, but want an intense version, right? Obviously, in the name Eau Intense, really what it does here, it just basically amps it up, gives it a little bit better performance, a little bit more depth, a little bit more sweetness, and that saltiness is still there, smelling great. So if you don't want to venture too much from the smell of the original, but you do want more performance and a little bit more depth and character, definitely go with this one. Performance is still solid. It's enough that's going to get you through a work day or just through a day in general. And honestly, it's hard to beat Eau Intense. And finally, we have light blue Swimming in Lipari. Pretty sure I've been saying Lipari this whole time. I do actually think it is Lipari, but honestly, I don't know. So this one kind of goes in a little bit more of a different direction. Out of all of these, this one is the most salty and the most aquatic. So this one's got a ton of ambroxan, a ton of sea salt, and a lot of that aquatic marine smell. Grapefruit does dominate the opening, giving it a nice citrus pop, but shortly after that you get into that nice saltiness, almost like a salty seaweed type of smell. The ambroxan comes in pretty strong, which again kind of adds to that aquatic smell. I recommend this one for you hardcore aquatic fragrance lovers out there. Those of you who like fragrances like Bulgari Aquamarine, for example, fragrances that are very, very heavy aquatics, this is one that kind of is going to get in that same ballpark. And if you look on Fragrantica, the ratings for this one is actually kind of skewed in the negative direction. I believe last time I looked, the dislike bar was pretty high in comparison to the love and like bars. I don't really think too many people are fond of the very salty and ambroxany type of scent that this puts off. But for me personally, I'm a sucker for those types of scents. I love my aquatics, I love my citruses mixed with them, and this scent really does it all for me. I'm a huge fan of this scent. In terms of versatility, it's probably going to be about the same, maybe a little bit less versatile depending on how daring you want to be, because I don't think quite everyone is going to like this scent. I guess I could talk about compliments. This one will get you compliments, but probably not as good as Light Blue Eau Intense and Light Blue Sun. To be honest with you, I would say those two are going to be about tied in the compliment factor. Light Blue Sun might take it home just because it does perform better. It projects a little bit more, it lasts a little bit longer, so therefore it's probably gonna, get smelled more often by other people, and therefore it's gonna get you more compliments in that regard. But other than that, in terms of smell, I would say that they're both pretty much close. This one though is gonna be a little bit more daring, and that's something that you're gonna have to keep in mind here. May not get you as many compliments, but it's still gonna do good. Performance on this one is okay. Out of all of these, it is probably the worst, coming in on average about 6 hours. With Eau Intense, I get anywhere from 6.5 to 7, somewhere around there, 6. It's really hard to say. It's hard to test for sure because it does vary from each wearing, each time that I wear it. But I would say on average, it's about 6 with this one. Sometimes a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more, like give or take a half hour or 45 minutes or something. But nonetheless, this doesn't last quite as long as the others. Projection wise, not really all that great either. It probably projects the worst as well. So not fully a skin scent. It does push itself out there a little bit for the first hour, but after that it starts to fall flat pretty quickly. So some may think that this one is pretty underwhelming, but again, for me personally, when it comes to smell, I love this stuff. I love salty aquatic fragrances like this. Performance isn't the best. There are some better performing aquatic fragrances out there. For example, I have one right here, Aqua Atlantique. This stuff, is a very nice aquatic with a lot of ambroxan, citrus, and of course beastly performance. Over 12 hours on my skin is what I get with this one, and it's just very unique. So if you're looking for an aquatic fragrance like that, definitely check out Aqua Atlantique. But if you still kind of want to maintain that light blue DNA with just more of a salty twist on it, definitely check this one out. This one probably isn't going to be for everyone though, like I've said before, and also I believe this one is discontinued, so if you're wanting to pick this one up, now's the time to do it, because I do believe it's starting to go out of stock on certain places, and once it's completely gone, prices are going to probably go up. Like on eBay, people are going to be asking for ungodly amounts of prices for this scent because it's discontinued. So this is one where if you're interested in it, you might as well pick up a bottle before it's too late. And where they are in stock, I do believe you can get them for around the $40 range for a 125 ml bottle like this. A lot of times they come in testers, and that's really, you know, a pretty solid deal. So that's it, guys. That is my comparison between light blue swimming in Lipari, light blue sun right here, and light blue O Intense right here. Hopefully this helps you guys out if you're on the fence. You know, there are a few other ones. There's light blue, what is it, Italian Zest. Of course, there's that one, and then of course there's the original light blue, which I didn't include in here because I don't have the bottle. I haven't personally tried light blue Italian Zest, so I can't speak on that one, but I just kind of wanted to do this video with the three that I do have here with me, and maybe at some point I will pick up Italian Zest and, you know, make an update video or really just review it and tell you how it compares to these. So guys, let me know what you think down below. Tell me what your favorite light blue fragrance is, and that's going to do it. So if you enjoyed this one, don't forget to leave a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss when I post. That's it for me, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.